I'm very grateful for your organization for bringing me over and for this opportunity to jury. Is it 26th annual?
I believe it is.
I believe it is, 26 years.
Wow. Somewhere in there. Yeah. Without missing one.
That deserves a round of applause. 26 years. So how hard is it to keep art societies and organizations together for 26 years? It's very difficult. You need a community that comes forward and passes down that legacy and the importance of having these exhibitions, juried ones certainly, other opportunities for artists to continually grow through lecture series. And KSA has done a good job of that through all of these years to make sure something's going on for the artists to feed their souls. Artists generally work alone in their studios. They're very private people. They don't go out and talk too much about what they're doing because there's an insecurity sometimes for artists about what they're doing. I'm an artist. I have insecurities. But I have a husband who comes in my studio and looks at me when I work and goes, what is that? Why are you doing that? The worst insecurity of all. Hand me your spouse when you into your studio. My children used to cover up my paintings with blankets when their friends were coming over. Now they send me letters and say, Mom, can you send me that painting that's up in your studio? I really want it. So to me that's an affirmation that things do change, but that artists are secluded and they need to come out and be with our ilk. So here's your ilk tonight. Thank you all for coming out. Raise your hand, please, if you have a piece in the as being equally as important as the people who are not selected for this exhibition. This work represents the community and a diverse range of artists. The artists are coming from many different levels of learning, formal training, intuitive senses, emotionally based work. So you have a whole mixed bag of people that are trying to convey meaning, information, emotion, expression, and important things. It's very hard when you have a lot of things that you're looking at as a juror. You have to make difficult decisions. Fortunately, I'm in this business of making those decisions about art. I see a lot of art, and I've had experience as an artist in formal training, and I feel that at this point, it's hard and a difficult job, but you do the best you can. I hope you agree with what you see here this evening. This is a compilation. I'm going to ask whoever, Sally might know the numbers of entries.
177 works of art with him.
Francis.
Francis.
89 artists.
Yes.
And 39 artists chosen with 51 works.
Yay.
Did you hear that, everybody? Yeah.
Say it again.
89 artists with about 177 entries, and then ultimately 39 artists with 51 pieces of artwork in the show. What an honor.
So congratulations. That went down to almost a third of what came in. What I'm looking for as a juror, what I was looking for in this particular exhibition was certainly the voice, the individual voice of the artist. I'm looking at material use. I'm looking at concept development. I'm looking at 3 ways that artists work. Artists will work from memory, they will work from replication, and they will also work from expression experiences that they're holding emotionally inside. You're going to see in this room all of that. In different media that artists presented in their work was pretty fascinating to me. I think the work is excellent on this island, and I want to just tell all of you, good job for, first of all, entering, and those of you who weren't selected, good job for entering, and please do it again. Don't let a non-selection status detour you from doing more work ever. I've been on both sides of that many times. It's always great to get selected, and when you're not, you have to look at that work and go, wonder why, which is what we do. But the best thing to do is to get together with your friends, your artists, your cohorts, and say, I think this is a great piece. What was that juror thinking? Why didn't she put it in? Chances are, as the artist, you can go right to the problem. Do we agree on that, artists? About honesty? You just know when you have something and you know if it happens during your work and your process and you try and fix it or go, that's okay, I can deal with that, I'll just change it here. But that will haunt you for the rest of the piece as you're working on it. And it will also be noticed by others. I think this sort of makes me think of segueing into the importance too of talking to artists about your work during the process. Process is something that, as a juror, you're looking for. What did this person go through, for example, in this piece? This is quite a process, if you think about it. This artist, is this artist here, by the way? I don't know. I'm a juror who knows nobody in this audience, except for 3 people. This artist found a piano in a gulch. And the artist had accompanying photos that sort of went with this piece that I was looking at. And I'm also a piano player, so I sort of have a connection to this right away. But the process that it took to find that piece and then come up with a concept to take the piece and deconstruct the piano and then reconstruct this piece of sculpture. That's something that in this particular piece I certainly was looking at. And some of the pieces, I'm looking for that happening in media as well. I'm sort of getting off track to what I was talking about before, but back to the importance of talking with other artists during your work while you're making it is to bring people into your studio. If you have something that you're stumped with, you don't know where to go into a direction, open it up to somebody else who you trust or who can just sit and go, I don't get it, but I like it. That's even as simple as that. Or I'm having a problem with this part right here. What is that supposed to be doing, or what does it mean to you? Sometimes that little inkling or knowledge from someone will push you over the edge, even if it's upsetting or something that's not what you're thinking. So stick with your artists. Let them enter your work. Entry-level artists and established artists, emerging artists. We have levels. A juror sees that right away when you come into a room full of art. And you see the levels, they're obvious. You see things that pull you in, you see things that you don't understand. I think it's important to know your level as an artist and to always grow within that level. I know some of the most established artists who are friends of mine who have extreme accomplishments in exhibition, formal training, and they're always the most learning one of all. They're always looking for a new experience, they're jumping in a class, they're having a group of people over to their home to talk about the arts and how it affects us. So I guess what I'm saying with that is don't isolate yourself as an artist. To do the work an artist has to do is create the work, then you have to share that work. You have to be able to reflect on that work and critique it. And if you're going to grow